Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday. So Tai Chi Tuesday, July 7th. Okay. You all got a nice rest and then all ready to go. Last week was really, well, in fact, the 2 weeks was focusing a lot on the circular movements and the ball, basically. So we started to do the circle and we started to roll and play with that chi and flow in it. So hopefully, as we learned it and you was practicing and you maybe applied it to your own form, and the awareness of it just expands and then enhances your own form itself. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully you're all working fine. Seems good. Lighting's good. But yeah, make sure to always, if you can, make sure I can get a go ahead that you guys can hear me. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just wait a little while longer as I explain some other stuff, and then we'll go into it. Um, for now, you just bring yourself, you just inhale and relax. Before you start anything, you always want to center yourself. So morning is always a good, nice time because it's in the morning. You just woke up. Maybe you never have any distractions, so try not to turn on that check your email or that text or that TV at the moment, and then get yourself uh, going first. Build that chi. Maybe eat something simple and easy, and then start off your day. Really makes a big difference. Yeah. More I got aware of that too myself. The more easier to practice or to keep my energy a little more stable itself. Yeah. You'd be surprised how much you don't want other influences to ruin your day. So you want that nice flow. Yeah. The more you get aware of that, the more easier. So, Tai Chi itself, or anything you learn with motion, Kung Fu, it's can be applied to everything you do. Okay. So, say like we just learn all the circle movements. So we start to apply it to whatever, say like you was making the rice. Yeah, and then I have the rice, and then I clean the rice. So then I using that circular motion. Yeah. So keep keep that in mind. That's how styles start to grow itself because depending on what you do during the day. Yeah. So if you was a fisherman or something, then and then you learn the Tai Chi, and then instead of just throwing the pole out, you start to feel the circle. Yeah. And then maybe the stuff, the fly fishing, and just and then they start flowing in, and that goes up farther and farther. Yeah. So Tai Chi is the awareness of using the circle, the ball, so we can start to roll, not using force against force. So we start to learn to turn the body. If it was for something force coming towards yourself, we learn to adjust. Okay. We learn to use the turning as a stretch for ourselves. Okay. So when we start to turn and we move more, all the it's like lubricating the muscles and everything too. Yeah. Yeah. So if we get too stiff, because you're only you basically like a robot, right? But then we start to soften it up, then it comes loose, and it makes us easier to get around. Okay. So if you can practice before we get stiff, the more easier it gets too. Yeah. You don't want to wait for a long time. Oh, I want to do the Tai Chi. For me and myself, I started off uh, pretty much when I was really young too. So I was the youngest kid in the class. Okay. So even though I did the kung fu while I was doing tai chi, really young. So so imagine when I started to teach. It's like, you're pretty young for a teacher. And that was a hard thing too because there were a lot of people expecting they want the old man with the long beard to be their Sifu, but I learned and I teached and I shared, and then you know even if they saw me doing the form itself or they liked it and they come up to me and say, "Well, I want to do exactly what you're doing." I say, "Oh, I'm teaching it," and then they say, "Oh." So it didn't make sense, right? They want to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm teaching it and showing it. So, but I guess they still want that look. So I gotta get that long beard. But okay, so we've been moving on with the circle and the ball. So let's kind of expand on that a little more. Okay. And hopefully it's giving you a lot of value, and let me know too, yeah, what it helped you see in yourself, or if you're doing different styles and form, and then you start to apply it, then give me some feedback too, so I can see. And then now I'll also help focus on what you guys want to focus on, basically. Yeah. Okay. There's so much more to share and different layers. Okay. I can just stay here and focus on the form. I can go deeper and find those little movements and the techniques that enhances the technique itself, and that makes a big difference. Yeah. Okay. So as we talk a little more too, make sure to always since we a lot of time we use our hands a lot, and with the tai chi is the waist itself. Okay. So after we really stretch out the wrist, the fingers, and that main point, especially right here. Okay, this is the core. Okay, so select the hold our ball. Okay, and say when we inhale deep, then we turn. Okay, and come back. Switch it over. Hold our ball and turn. Okay, and then as we do that, inhale nice and deep and forward, back and forward. Okay. Now, if you standing up, this is a key thing. So say like you do it on a chair, and it's a good time to do it in a chair at the beginning part. You're going to be locked into the chair, so the waist will really turn first. Yeah, and a lot of times when we learn the Tai Chi, we're outside or we're learning, and then you miss that core part in the waist, that turning. Yeah, all that power is going to come from here too. So if you can really focus on that first, it's going to really enhance your form. Okay, so that's the regular turning. Okay, so we get that really. And now, since we've been learning the ball and circle, let's really soften that up. So when you inhale, build that, build the energy. Inhale, visualize that ball in the hand. See that? Okay, and then as we turn, we wind it up. Turn. Okay, wind it up and turn. Okay, wind up, inhale and turn, and wind it up and turn. Okay, so say like we do that 10 times. Okay, let me make sure my thing is plugged in. So one right side and one left. That's gonna count as one. Okay, now let's inhale, okay, and exhale twice now. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Okay. And feel the ball turning. Okay. And last one. Okay. So apply that to your normal stretching or in the morning. Add that to your whatever you remember. Okay. So again, that core is here, yeah. So the more we do that, the more we get softer. Okay. So say you can really see it. Okay. Now let's do one more since you're on this subject too, yeah. Okay. On this technique. See that forward stance? Come back and forward the other side. So it doesn't matter what side you're going, unless you're following the side I'm going. So we inhale and you're doing it. See that turn? So now what happens is I'm coiling up from the ankle, up the leg, up the waist, coming up the torso, out toward the shoulder, the elbow. And we do it one time, inhale, and you do the other side. See that circle? So our elbow is going to be the lead out, and then the hand under is the hidden palm, yeah? Just put it under, okay? Now let's really add to it one more step, okay? When I turn all the way, okay, my eyes watch my elbow as my point, okay? When I do that, okay, so notice I'm looking towards you, I'm looking that way. But now when I look towards my elbow, now I'm coiling up from my ankle up towards my waist, and I'm going up, and my neck turns too, yeah. Okay, so you can see all the way, and that's how I get this nice stretch all the way through my body. Okay, um, a lot of times, since even with my Sifu, do a lot of stretching, every everything right from the neck and all that stuff. As I learn more techniques, as I venture out into more forms and styles, um, especially with my butterfly stretching, you see the whole body coming out and my neck stretching. So what happens is a lot of the stretching becomes part of the form itself. Okay, so at the beginning you learn basic, like maybe I stretch this, I stretch that. Then then there's always another layer that softens it up. So a lot of the Tai Chi softens up and then the ball starts to roll and you really start to turn. Okay. So you can add more and more and more. Okay. But is that awareness? Okay. So even if maybe you're set or a form went out like this, just boom. Okay. Something simple. And then he dropped and he went out. But then I started to feel the softness. Boom. I see the circle coming out. And I roll out. Yeah. Okay. So let's add a real different stretch for you guys. And I don't think I ever showed this for my regular classes too. So ooh. Okay. So first I'll straighten it up just to get the feel. So say like we do this. Just as a uh, warm up, yeah? Just circling, yeah. Okay. So we can see that ball. Okay. So you see this, yeah. Just just turning and turning and turning. Okay. Yeah. So you can see the ball, yeah, rolling over and over. Okay. That's the stretch. Now we soften it up. Okay. Make sure all the body soft, the hand comes soft. Okay. Some key things. You be soft and you can open the hand, but you want to kind of keep the hand fingers into it. Yeah. So it's okay that you get the feel, but we want to keep those fingers in. Okay. This is for, you don't have to worry if you're just using for stretch out, but just people that end up learning how to grab your hand as a application wise. This is okay. So soft but not too open. Yeah. Now, would you feel that breathing, that inhale, and the circle, the ball rolling? Yeah. Now, I feel like we feel the energy. It's rolling off of us. So it's just rolling. See that? Rolling off. Yeah. And four. So we're rolling on top. Yeah. You notice I'm moving back and forth. Inhale and forward. Okay. Now let's bring it on the front and switch it off to the other side. Same thing. Back and forward. So you're using all this rolling technique. Okay. It's not about being fancy or anything. We're just getting used to the roll. Okay. So again, this technique itself you can use as a stretching, the breathing, getting the momentum of the energy, getting flow. So it's like you're gonna start something. Kind of need the energy to come out and start to flow out. So I can use the energy and the chi to for my regular form itself. Yeah. Or I need that jump start. So I gotta get it going. Yeah. Okay. So again, if I use one hand, even if I said I gotta use this and the phone come out. Okay. But now I soften it up. See the soft with the roll? You start applying it to the technique. Okay? So even if I use like wave hands and clouds, but if I soften it up, that's that technique coming out. Okay. So every time we're working is that softness, the circular movement, the ball. So we really this 2 weeks, this is the third week, really focusing on that ball. Okay. So now since we've been doing this, I'll do it one more time. So you can see the with the legs, yeah, and the stance. So when I come back for so right now we're always using the inhale and the forward. Okay. And as time goes by, you might get the deeper breathing. So it's okay to inhale and exhale. Okay. And you don't want the habit of like telling the person, wait, and then go boom. You want to always just be soft and just go. So we just soften it up. Okay. As you notice, I'm not gonna go all the way back in. I want to roll it off to the side and go forward. Okay. So it's like you roll. It's a rolling technique. Yeah. The ball is rolling now. Soften it up. Again, we're just using it for our own breathing and moving chi. Yeah. As you bring it forward, same other side. Inhale and then forward. So hopefully that's bringing you more flow, okay, to yourself. Yeah, get in that flow. So you go slow, feel the movement. And what happens when you go slow, when you go quicker, okay, it makes you faster, makes you learn to get the motion going. Yeah. Now let's reverse it. Okay. So this back and back. Okay. Now, do you feel a different momentum moving? Okay. Almost feel like you're regenerating yourself too. Okay. Now your ball can come in, your ball can roll. Since we were focusing on the flat part, what I mean is the palm down. So when we come back, we can just keep this energy for now. Okay. See that? And later on, you can see all this technique coming out after. Okay. So just back, forward, inhale. So you can think of the so like you focus on white light, nice color, pure. Okay. For the light itself, yeah. And then just coming in, generating the chi or energy, come back, breathe. Okay. Four. So you can take that breath and regenerate yourself too, yeah. The eye, everything. Cultivate that energy in you. Forward and back. Okay. So at the beginning, you're like getting the momentum, and then you're getting the energy to build up yourself. And then as you go more into it, you notice the body is going to start to move more. Okay. So again, when I'm standing up, coming back. So forward, back, inhale. And it's okay to let yourself go first. Kind of feel the flow, yeah. Okay. Even if you look funny, it's okay. We just get into it. And then when you start to feel more relaxed, then you clean it up, okay, and flow. So forward towards the other side. Okay. We're just getting the motion. We'll clean up the technique after. Well, the technique is the rolling. Yeah? So don't worry. We just get the feel. As you go deeper with the going back, the palm, you have this. But I guess I used to, once the palm come up, it's like this, yeah. And this is still fine. This is good. Okay. The momentum or the feel on one hand first. Okay. And then you can do both. So even even if you focus one hand first, and the other hand will naturally follow, yeah. So you don't have to write one, two, one, two. Just relax. Okay? You notice how the momentum takes over by itself too, yeah. So we did forward, we did back. Okay. So shoom, boom, back, forward. Okay. So we roll forward on top, come back up. 4, back up. Go as slow as you want. And then even if you start to speed up, it's not the quickness, it's just the flow part. So relax and flowing. Okay. So even if you think of, you don't want to select somebody thinks of power and boom. Okay. The power comes out naturally after, but if we practice rolling soft, and if somebody practice the power too soon, da, da, what happens is you get that wanting that energy out. Yeah. And you may see this in class too. Like, so what happens, the momentum always stops and makes it harder for yourself to move forward because you're going bah and then bah and then you gotta think. So we're trying to get that flow first, and then after that everything can come out after. Yeah. Okay. So that's an idea of it. But the only way I get quicker is I'm relaxing and I'm rolling. I'm relaxing and rolling. Okay. See all this? So this, if you, it's just showing you the circle flow, and it's keeping it a little more tight. So the circle is inside. Especially at the beginning, if your hands are all over the place. So you're trying to clean that out, clean that out, clean that out. Okay. And again, that's just the beginning. Everything we do, it can be adjust, it can roll, it can be soft, it can come up and open. Okay. So this is still within the air and or the water element. Yeah. Okay. The air expands it out. The water is the flowing element. Yeah. And Tai Chi is a lot of it, even though if it looks like it's taking its time, it's flowing. Yeah. Okay. So this is a really capture. Yeah. So select your form, whatever you're learning, and the Tai Chi goes, "Ah," okay. And then maybe somebody go through, and then boom. Okay. That flow is you're trying to, even if you go here, you're already working on that next movement. There's so much time to work and feel the next move. You shouldn't be stopping anything. Well, what was next? You have all that time. So what happens is I can always go into the next movement already. Okay. So say I'm like this, and then I already can feel the other side and I can go. Okay. So again, even if the Tai Chi looks slow, it's constantly moving. And that's that water. It's a slow river that's rolling down there. Eventually it's gonna reach this point, yeah. That's what it's doing. And that's why you're flowing with that Tai Chi. Yeah. Okay. No matter what speed, that key part is that flow. Okay. So you don't wanna use that too soon. Okay. Eventually after a while you get more flow, then you can bring out that different style. Bah, hit, boom. But if you get the flow first, the energy can come out easier to the fingers, the palm, the fist. Okay. And then we get more aware of the, say like even if we did something like this, and then you did that. But then you start to flow and soften your ball, your circle. Now the thing drips and drops. Okay. And then you see that, and then the energy working out. I can see it. You see that? The back, the shoulder, yeah, the elbow, the wrist is already rolling, and then the thing starts to come out and then expanding, yeah. So you might see like, but then you really start to feel it, and you feel the whole thing drops, sink, shoulder, elbow, the wrist, everything rolls out. Yeah. And again, that core, see that waist? Boom. Yeah. You really see. And it's all coming back to that rolling, yeah? Okay. Woo. Water. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's giving you a lot of value. You can feel the movements and you can apply it to any style actually. You can everything's always open. Okay. When I was doing my the Wing Chun, I didn't know the Tai Chi at that time. Maybe I saw the people doing a part. I wasn't really aware. I was really young, and so select this was the set, and it say boom, ba 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 ba, right, and then go like that. But what I would do when I practiced by myself, I would just like kind of feel the movement, feel, and I just took my time because I wanted to feel it out. Yeah. And what happened was I started to flow and get soft, and then it kind of really helped my, I guess, the speed itself. And at that time when I was doing that, my mom was like, "You look like the Tai Chi," and then go see that the teacher over there, and they're teaching, showing the Tai Chi, and then I went off and started to do the Tai Chi. Yeah. So again, it's the intention behind the movements that create the the form or the technique. So maybe the Tai Chi is not just Tai Chi and you doing that. It can be applied and it's the intention after. Okay. It can be all the way to like karate or something. And if you watch or if you see, boom, and then I see like the Okinawan, you can see, and you can see the grandmasters, they move different. Those the circle coming out. See that body, the waist, and it coming out. So they're understanding something's going on with the circular movement. Okay. So the more circular, the more softer and harder, and it can really whip out. Okay. So technique can be in anywhere. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of for me, I used the Tai Chi when I was doing regular work or working somewhere, and then applying the softness to grab something, or if I was at the inertia, I'll grab the pots and try to use it and use the weight, and I can carry more things and or plants, and grabbing more cups because the you get fingers. So instead of grabbing one pot, grab one, two pots, you can come in soft and grab like up to four. You can grab honey, but without dropping things to you. That's important. Don't just because you can do more and you do it sloppy, it's not good. You do it nice and clean. Okay. But again, you can grab up to four if you really wanted to, and then put something down. You don't have to grab one hand. You'd be surprised. Some people only get two hands, only use one hand. Okay. You get two hands, you use two hands. Fingers come stronger, you can use more. Okay. So, all right. Okay. I think I'll let you there and just practice what you remember. Okay. Always expand and grow and use those techniques to experiment and go into whatever your form you're learning too. Yeah. It's always helpful. Okay. So inhale, exhale. Two times up and down center, up towards the heart. Bring it down all the way up. Exhale up. And last one. Inhale. Center. Palms together. Bring it down towards the heart. Okay. Okay. Ooh, sorry about that. Hopefully I wasn't loud. Thank you so much. I appreciate you always joining me. Okay. Even if you find this video later on, you can always put the comments down below. I'll answer them. I'll get to it. Um, what is it? Tuesday. If we do more Tai Chi, you can always join us on the Tai Chi fan. That's Friday mornings too. And we're gonna focus on the Tai Chi sword on Sunday sword, which is also uh, 8 o'clock in the morning for white time. Just see the live and you'll see through the playlist different things we're that's there for you. Yeah, so you can find it. I'll as much as possible. I trying to title it correctly or try to be. You can find the techniques within there too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. I'll take care. I see you next time.